What's up, vinyl community? It's your boy Chris, coming at you from the man cave. Today's video I want to do for Beth at B-Side Records subscribers contest, room 237 contest, which is funny because that's my favorite horror movie of all time, is The Shining. Every year on Halloween, I'm not the kind of guy who goes to Halloween parties. I'm not a guy who likes to dress up in costumes. That's just not my style. It's not my lane. But I love Halloween, and every year my thing is to eat some junk food and sit up and watch as many horror movies as I can. And there are two movies in particular that I make sure I watch, and that is, of course, The Shining and the original Halloween. Those are my two all-time favorite horror movies. So, the only shame about this is my newly found friend Beth, who I met through happenstance. Yesterday she commented on a couple of my videos, and I had yet to run into her on the vinyl community, and it's nice to meet you, Beth. Going to spend some time today catching up on some of your videos, and I wanted to make sure I got in on your contest before the end of the deadline today. But I love the idea, and I love The Shining, and I love horror movies, and I love movies in general. But sadly enough, I do not collect horror soundtracks, or I do not collect really any scores on vinyl. I think scores are essential to great movies. I think any great movie throughout time, basically, you take the score away from it and it's garbage, it's worthless. But I just don't like to listen to a movie score on vinyl. I only own a few. I like movie soundtracks with songs and whatnot in them, but not scores. But anyway, that's not important. I wanted to congratulate you. This is a great idea you put together, a great concept, and I'm having a lot of fun with these giveaways lately, and I want to honor you on your achievement. So let me just jump right in. I don't want to waste too much of your time. I know certainly you've got a few more of these videos you need to watch. Number one, two albums with a similar cover. Okay, the most obvious one, I think, in the history of music is Elvis Presley and The Clash, London Calling. I think that's obvious. That should immediately come to you, honestly. I don't know too many music fans that would hear that and not immediately go there. But that was too obvious. And certainly, I haven't watched all the videos for this contest. I've only watched 3 or 4. Certainly somebody had to have gone there, unless they thought like me that it was too obvious. So I went another direction. Lou Rawls' Solon and Leon Bridges Coming Home. Leon Bridges is one of the few relatively new artists that I like, that I get into, because he's, kind of a throwback to old 60s and 70s soul, which is my lane for soul. And the very first time I saw this album, I was like, I wonder if he's intentionally trying to have this album look like Lou Rawls. Now, whether or not he intentionally did it or not, I couldn't tell you, but, names of the artist, as well as the album title, both in white. Red background on the cover. Leon's got his song titles in white, and Lou's got his in black, if you look close. But other than that, it's really uncanny. They look very similar to one another. So, love both albums, both great records. And I wanted to go with something a little less obvious, so that's what I went with. Lou Rawls and Leon Bridges for 2 albums with a similar cover. So there's your number 2 for 237. Number 2 is 3 records by the same artist. And immediately, it's like, okay, Coltrane. I'll just run right to Coltrane and I'll grab, the first 3 Coltrane records in the stack are my 3 favorites. But the only thing is if you look through my videos, I show a shitload of Coltrane on my videos. And a lot of the albums I would have picked have probably been shown through the history of my videos. And even though it is a contest entry video, you're still going to be able to see it on my channel. So I want to show you guys something new. And so it's going to be 3 albums by the same artist. And it's going to be 3 albums I've never shown on my videos before, and they are recent acquisitions. So kind of circle around and nail a couple of things all at the same time. Thelonious Monk, Mysterioso, original mono press, I love this album. I crossed it off my list a couple of weeks ago. Could not be happier. Man, what a beauty. On Riverside. Man, I love it. Another one. Again, recent acquisition. I've gotten my hands on a lot of Monk lately. Thelonious Monk. Monk's Moods. On Prestige. Mono Press. Beautiful. I love it. And number 3, again, acquired within the last couple of weeks. Work. With an exclamation point. Thelonious Monk, Sonny Rollins. Again, Mono Press. You guys know how I wag and wheel by now. On Prestige. 3 great records. And more importantly to me, 3 records I've never shown on any of my videos on my channel. And who the hell doesn't love Thelonious Monk? Especially if you like jazz. Which of course I do. Number 3, I think it was, if I'm reciting correctly, it was either a band with 7 in the name of the band, or a song title, or I think an album itself entitled with 7 in the title of the album. If I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm right on that. And I thought and thought and thought and thought and thought and thought and thought. And then for some reason one immediately hit me. George Strait, number 7. That's the name of the album, number 7. And it's not a very creative title per se for him because it's his 7th album. So I think they probably just couldn't come up with anything else. And hell, let's just throw number 7 on it. People are going to buy it. It doesn't matter. With the songs that it's got on it, it doesn't matter. Nobody in his right mind would have left hers on there. I mean, it ain't cool to be crazy about you's on there. I mean, it was going to sell regardless. He could have called it anything. He could have called it White Man Stands There in a Cowboy Hat and Looks Cool, and people would have bought it. It didn't matter what he called it. So, but there you go. Really, really quick contest to go through. This is probably going to end up being my shortest video of all time. I'm sure some of the people who maybe have never subscribed to me because of how damn long my videos are probably going to thank you for this one, Beth. But I just want to say to you, congratulations on the milestone. It's nice to become acquainted with you. I'm looking for new channels on here all the time. I do share your love for horror films, but sadly I just don't collect the soundtrack scores. So maybe I'll get into that someday. I've actually heard the new Halloween was pretty good. And a pretty cool release too, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, it's nice to make your acquaintance, Beth. I look forward to following you and subscribing to you over all this time. I hope that you'll keep checking in on me and what I've got going on. And once again, congratulations. Cheers, Beth. B-Side Records. Till next time, till next video, keep dropping that needle, you guys.